Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs, and we're always sharing the success of entrepreneurship, and hopefully we're watching the success of entrepreneurship as well. Watching it, sharing it, living it, and different ways of looking at it on Radio Entrepreneurs. Our next guest, Rony Kubat of Tulip Co.
Yep, that's me.
Wow. What is Tulip Co?
So Tulip is a startup out of MIT. We're building a software stack for manufacturers. The idea here is that manufacturing engineers have really not been served by software in general, like this kind of this forgotten industry in a sense. And what I mean by that is if you look at the kind of tools that manufacturing engineers are using on the shop floor, I mean like digital tools, we're talking about things like Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint. These kind of office tools they're being repurposed in a sort of this non-optimal way for the kinds of challenges and problems that you have on the shop floor. So we're trying to build this kind of first-class tool that allows a manufacturing engineer to better understand what's happening on the floor, best propagate the best practices, and support the kind of lean, continuous improvement efforts that manufacturers do all the time.
Interesting. So give me an example of a product or a service that I would buy from you.
Sure. So
still a little bit too squishy for me right now.
Yeah. So let's get concrete.
Right.
So we're basically a system that allows a manufacturing engineer to build an application. Take that application that this could be the kind of application I'm talking about here. These are like
software.
Yeah, this is like interactive standard work or audit forms or things like that. And take these apps that are these interactive apps, connect them to pieces of equipment and sensors and tools, smart tools that exist on the shop floor, and then deploy them onto the floor for operators to use. And then out of the execution of these applications, we collect a lot of data to help support and understand what's happening on the floor.
So wait, I gotta slow you down. Sorry, I've worked in factories. Mm-hmm. I was actually a Teamster for a while. Uh-huh. But I worked in factories not as a Teamster. I was an ununionized worker. Uh-huh. So if I'm working back in if I'm working in a factory and I'm a supervisor, uh-huh, I could have an app on my phone. It's going to be giving me data real time. It's telling me what's going on with machines and machine data and monitoring. So you're like Deming's dream. You're getting it real time on the phone. I don't have to go back into the office and upload it into my computer.
So take an example.
And for my factory manager, that person's going to have a consolidated list of data that's coming out as a result of you. So you're giving us quicker, more reliable data, more real time?
It's that, but it's a bit more than that. So let me give you an example.
Okay.
Right? So let's say I'm building a piece of equipment that's going to end up on an airplane. Right, so like some navigation piece of equipment.
So I'm a manufacturing engineer and I'm building a piece of equipment.
You're not the engineer. You're the operator that is actually doing the work of screwing things together and doing the checks. Is this correct? So what you're using today in like typical operations in factory floors, you're using a set of standard work, a set of instructions that are guiding you through that process. And nowadays, these are in paper and in binders, or like in the kind of like best case scenario, you've got like the paper on glass, it's a PDF on a screen. Now, what we've done is that the kind of application that the engineer is creating for the operators in the line is this, you could create this sort of interactive standard work where the guidance is being done with error checks built into the system because it's tied into tools. So if I'm on step 5 of this process, it's going to program my torque driver to a certain torque setting, and it'll only work on that torque setting for that step. And as soon as that torque driver has been used to screw in the 5 screws that I need, it's going to advance to the next step. And I'm going to get their data about things like, say I care about the humidity of where I'm doing this because the humidity is affecting an adhesive that I'm using, and so I'm checking the quality issues and sort of inline.
I think I get it. Clearly not as smart as you are, but I think I'm getting it. Doesn't that have applications all the way down to the consumer level?
I think that's true. This kind of notion of a standard process that someone's doing, whether it be like putting together a piece of furniture or like you said, like a barbecue, or it's cleaning and operating theater before you're going to go in and to do some surgery, or doing an experiment in a lab. These are all these tasks where you have some standard process that it's important to get it done right. Now, I mean, our focus right now is really in this manufacturing
Right,
sector.
that's your starting category.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, the applicability of the software that we're building to other domains is absolutely true.